Okay, Khan. Shalom. It's your brother Iwa Zaab, aka Humble Wolf, coming back at you with a quick current events topic, man. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all glory, and all honor unto the Most High God Yahweh, and I do so in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai's name, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right, so it's your brother Iwa Zaab, aka Humble Wolf, coming out of HOI, New York, New Jersey. All praise to the Most High God Yahweh, and double honors to the HOI elders, man. All the senior men and elders out of HOI, New York, New Jersey, and all you senior men out of HOI, man. All you senior and elders out of all camps and congregations, shalom to you, brothers, and to all the beautiful, sincere sisters from all the 12 tribes of Israel, from all the camps, right? Shalom to all you brothers and sisters in these last days, right? So let's get straight into it, man. I'm trying to continue with my current events, but I want to call it something else through the Spirit, right? This is Job 23:12. It says, "Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food." So in these last days, man, that's what I'm gonna try and call these breakdowns, man. These current events breakdowns, the necessary food, man. Why? Because Yahweh Shai instructed us to watch and to pray. Let's get that. Say Matthew 26 and verse 41, right? Say Matthew 26 and verse 41. It says, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Right? So that's what it's going into. Going into what? Watching and praying. Like, that's why I give double honors to the elders in them, man. Number one, because the scriptures say so, and number two, because you see how much the work they put in. Shout out to the elder Torah, man. He's a big person when it comes to that, right? The current events, man. The newspapers, the articles, right? The different history books and all of that, right? That's what that watching and praying is going into, right? So I want to call it current events, aka necessary food, man, because we need to be up to date. That's our necessary food in these last days. So I'm gonna go through a couple of these news articles that I like to go into. Let's start off with RT News, right? Start off with RT News. Which the one I wanted? This one right here, right? This is it says RT News: Netanyahu removed from power after Israeli MPs support change government coalition. Benjamin Netanyahu will be leaving the Israeli prime minister's post after 12 years in power as the country's legislature voted to swear in a new change government on Sunday. The new government was supported by 60 out of 120 MPs in the SNIT, while 59 voted against it. The only lawmaker to abstain was Saeed al-Harumi of the pro-Palestinian United Arab List Party. Naftali Bennett, the leader of the Yamina Alliance and one of the key figures in the Change Coalition, has been sworn in as the new Israeli prime minister, replacing Netanyahu. See that? So 12 years that this demon has been the prime minister. But now look at him now. He's sick, right? He's sick. Look at him. Look at his face. He's tight. He's mad. He's upset. 12 years he's been reigning, and now his time is up, man. The Most High said, nah, less of that, right? So let's get a precept on this right here, right? Because I remember bringing this up last time in my last current events breakdown. I brought up how it was a potential how Bibi was going to be, King Bibi was going to be dethroned. And now see it now. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. Every word in this Bible shall come to pass, right? Daniel chapter 2 and verse 20, it says, "Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. See that? So he's removed kings and he sets up kings. So that so-called King Bibi, that so-called Netanyahu, is being removed from power after the Israelis, the so-called Israelis, support government change, man. They support a change government coalition. So it's been 12 years Bibi been in power, and now it's a wrap, man. And we know that 12 is symbolic. We know that 12 is spiritual. Right? So let's continue on with that, man. So let's continue on with this, with the other articles now. Let's go to the Guardian now, right? Right? Is this what I want? Nah, that's not what I wanted. Salakia. Right? Because you have to go into the different news and all that, man. See that? Israel, this guy is the new prime minister now. Right? Another Amalek demon. Right? But let me see which one I want out of the Guardian now. Right? You got a whole bunch of good news in here that's prevalent to our people. Yeah, let me go into this one, right? So, this is, for people who don't know, I'm a big football fan, what they call soccer here in America. And, you know, I like to watch my football and stuff like that. So, this is one game that I saw yesterday, Denmark versus Finland. And one guy from Denmark that I know, he's a player on some other teams. And, yeah, I didn't see when he dropped down, but I saw after the fact how my man just dropped down. So I'm gonna see if I can so let's read this out. Christian Eriksen was gone. Christian Eriksen had cardiac arrest, Denmark doctor said. Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest and was gone before being swiftly resuscitated on the pitch, Denmark's the team doctor Morten Boesen revealed on Sunday. He was gone. We started the resuscitation and we managed to do it. How close were we to losing him? I don't know. But we got him back after one defib, so that's quite fast. Denmark's coach Kasper Humlen revealed the squad had spoken to Eriksen on Sunday and that it was great to see him smile. And Boesen praised the medical team in Parken when Denmark played Finland. Right? So basically, long story short, this guy, he was playing, no one touched him, and my man just dropped down. Let me see if I can get a video for it. Salakia. Let me see if I can get a video for it. Salakia, let me go through this real quick. Hey, fair use, Salakia, fair use. I just want to show this real quick.
Euro 1992 against. Pulling towards the far post. A good run up there by Delaney. Back into the middle, still by the goalkeeper, a little bit loose. Radetzky there, goalkeeper. He fumbles at this one. First time in 8 years. I think Rich has got the goal and the winning goal. And Foden towards Eriksen. Eriksen. Scored 30 Christensen.
Yeah, Salaki, I'm trying to find the part where he collapses. There you go.
This is really what goodness he's got. Eriksen.
He's right there. So he was just unresponsive. This is my first time seeing this too. So see that? See that? So my man just collapsed. No one touched him and he just dropped down. But hey, that's what's gonna happen to this society, right? The Most High Yahushua is gonna make this place just drop down, man. Let's get this precept. So that was some big news in the sports world, right? But this is symbolic, man. Everything is spiritual. Isaiah 47:1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Right? So sit on the ground, there is no throne, man. My man just collapsed like that. Right? Just collapsed straight. Now it was a cardiac arrest and he's alive and they resuscitated him. But it's not going to be like that for America, man. America will not be resuscitated. Right? Right? I believe you could read that about that in Jeremiah, the first chapter. Right? Jeremiah 1:10, it says, See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. So in these last days, the Most High Yahushua is going to use us to throw down these nations, man. Have these nations drop down like how my man just dropped face first, right? And no one touched him. And that's through the Spirit, man. Through the Spirit, we're not going to lay a finger on them. But spiritually, we're going to be whipping it behind. Thus saith the Lord, right? So that's it on that article, right? One more article. Right? One more article. Hey, Salakia. I don't want none in here. Let's go to this one. Salakia. You gotta go to different news articles and see what you like and what you don't like. Let's go to this one. So Biden says U.S. back at the table as G7 summit wraps up. U.S. President heads to Brussels for NATO talks as the G7 summit ends with broad agreements for cooperation on fighting the coronavirus pandemic, challenging China's economic and human rights policies, and other issues. U.S. President Joe Biden has said that the United States has restored its presence on the world stage as he used his first overseas trip since taking office to connect with a new generation of leaders from some of the world's most powerful countries and more closely unite allies on addressing the coronavirus pandemic and China's trade and labor practices. As he wrapped 3 days of what he called an extraordinary collaborative and productive meeting at the Group of Seven Summit of Wealthy Democracies, Biden said there was genuine enthusiasm for his engagement. America's back in the business of leading the world alongside nations who share our most deeply held values, Biden said at a news conference before leaving Cornwall to pay for a visit with Queen Elizabeth II at Windsor Castle. I think we've made progress in reestablishing American credibility among our closest friends. U.S. President, who is on an 8-day, 3-country trip, left his mark on the G7 by announcing a commitment to share 500 million coronavirus vaccine doses with the world and pressing allies to do the same. The leaders on Sunday confirmed their intent to donate more than 1 billion doses to low-income countries in the next year, right? And it goes into, let's go into this piece too. So talk about how America's back. Yeah, America's back to more debauchery, right? America's back to more wickedness, right? But in this G7 summit, man, you know, there was some big talks in here about how they could inoculate more of our people. It said that to get more than 1 billion doses to low-income countries in the next year, right? See that? 1 billion doses to low-income countries in the next year. So when they be having these councils and all of that, they be doing it for a reason, right? Let's get that. Psalms 83, I believe it is, right? Psalms chapter 83. And verse 1. Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have also holpen the children of Lot. Selah. See that? So basically all these other nations are against the nation of Israel, because they take crafty counsel and they say, come and let us cut them off, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, right? And it goes into all of these different countries and nations that are against us, man. And that's what that G7 is about, right? See that? Got Italy, got Canada, France, Germany, America, the UN, the EU, right? Yeah, man. So let's read this piece right here. Biden urges G7 to compete with China. Biden also fought for the leaders' joint statement to include specific language criticizing China's use of forced labor and other human rights abuses as he worked to cast the rivalry with Beijing as the defining competition for the 21st century. See that? As he worked to cast a rivalry with Beijing as a defining competition for the 21st century. So Biden about to try to start some little political beef with China, man. You know? And these are some fighting words here. Leaders also embraced his call for a 15% global minimum corporate tax rate. We need to be able to deal with China in all those areas, coming from a position of strength and coming from a united position. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken told NBC News Face the Nation on Sunday. I think what the president was able to do in these last couple of days was bring countries closer together in dealing with some of the challenges posed by China. The other G7 allies did their part in creating the impression that Biden was part of the club and sought to help reinforce Biden's America is Back mantra, including by embracing his campaign slogan, Build Back Better, from the campaign. We're totally on the same page, said Prime Minister Boris Johnson, said of Biden. Right, so that's it on that, man. So they talking that bold talk, man. They want to criticize China, right? But I'm gonna end off with this last one right here, man. Joel 3, right? Because they talking all that big talk amongst us. They confederate one against another, but through the spirit, they gonna be fighting against each other as well in these last days, right? Let's go to that, man. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. right? Joel 3:9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Right? Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the vats overflown, for their wickedness is great. See, that's all these G7 and UN and all this other people, man. In these last days, man, the Most High Yahweh Shai is going to have all of these heathen wake up and turn up the temperature on them and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. By Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. So all praises to the Heavenly Father, right? It's just some quick current events that we're going into, right? So to recap, we talked about the G7 with Biden and how they so-called trying to get things in order and with their crafty counsel against the children of Israel, right? We also went into how Esau's kingdom is going to fall, man. My man just collapsed, right? Christian Eriksen, right? He just collapsed straight out. No one touched him, nothing. And that's how this kingdom is going to be, right? It's going to be a virgin untouched, but it's going to be destroyed. Thus saith the Lord, right? And we also talked about King Bibi, right? Look at him. He's sick, boy. He's sick. Too bad, Esau. The Most High set you up and the Most High removed your blood cleat. Ba Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. So it's your brother Iwas Za'ab, man, a.k.a. Humble Wolf, coming to you with these quick current events topics, a.k.a. necessary food, man. Giving y'all some necessary food. I'm going to try and be more consistent with these. Once again, I want to give all praises to the Most High God in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai's name. Double honors to the elders of HOI, namely Priest Sabak and Elder Torah, who've instilled in me and instilled in the HOI body to be a current events kind of camp, right? To be up to date and to be circumspect with the news and with all of these different things, right? So shalom and double honors to those strong elders and to all the senior brothers out of HOI, all the soldiers, all the beautiful sisters out of HOI, and all you brothers and sisters from all 12 tribes, all four corners, all elders, all senior men, all senior sisters, all younger sisters, all younger brothers, right? From all camps in these last days. And if you're not in the camp, if you got fringes on, if you're learning the truth, hey, shalom to you as well, right? So this your brother Iwas Za'ab signing out from HOI, New York, New Jersey. All praises to the Most High God forever and always. Shalom.